In this series of videos, we present the available stitch types and their properties. This video is about the step type. Step fill creates a series of parallel stitch lines that follow the same direction. It is used to evenly fill large areas. The type remains the same: parallel lines with continuous stitches at a standard spacing. You can easily set any digitized object to step by simply selecting it and choosing the step type from the embroidery properties. You can change stitch direction using the Stitch Flow tool. Alternatively, you can first select the step in the embroidery parameters and then digitize a new shape or draw a ready-made one. This icon means you need to define the direction of the stitches before creating the new object. You can customize step fill using the available property options. Density, length, and compensation depend on your chosen fabric. If you change fabric, the parameters will adjust automatically. Density defines the distance between two consecutive stitch lines that have the same directions. Lower density means tighter stitching and fuller coverage, ideal for heavy fabrics. Higher density offers lighter coverage, better for lighter fabrics. Length option defines the distance between the needle penetration points along each row. Shorter lengths create tighter coverage for small areas or curved shapes. Longer lengths give glossier texture but looser stitching. Compensation corrects the fabric distortions during the embroidery process to preserve accurate shapes by adjusting how much the step goes over the initial outline. Use lower compensation for heavy fabrics like denims and higher for stretchy ones. Underlay is running stitches placed beneath the step fill that stabilize the fabric, creating a base layer for the optimum embroidery quality. You can preview the underlay only with slow redraw. The software automatically selects the appropriate underlay for your project. You can also set an underlay manually. Selecting packing means that there will be no underlay. The software adds only the necessary stitches to travel the machine from point to point to cover the area with a step fill. Edging adds running stitches following the shape of the object along the edge of the outline. Packing covers the area of the object with running stitches vertical to the direction of the step. Netting covers the area with diagonal stitches at 45 and -45 degrees. Packing plus and netting plus is a combination with edging underlay. If you expand the stitches list, you will find a big collection of decorative styles that can be applied with a single click. Using them, you can easily create many different looks for your step fill. Press the X to remove the applied stitch style. When a style is applied, the default size is used. Imagine any style as a rectangular block. Density defines the distance between the centers of every 2 rows of the repeated stitches. Length defines the distance between the first and last needle point of each stitch style in a row. If you adjust the length, the density value automatically updates so that the proportions remain the same. Styles have a minimum length, in that case is 5 mm, so reducing the length may not visually change the result. There are some styles of stitches that use multiple frames. You can separate those through this film icon around them. When using a filmed stitch style, you can choose how this will be repeated through the design using one of the 4 frame options. Repeat All repeats the entire style sequentially throughout the design. Repeat Middle repeats only the central frame of the film type style. Random repeats the individual frames of the film type style in a non-sequential, arbitrary order, resulting in a less predictable visual effect. One per line applies only a single frame to each individual line of stitches. You can also apply a pattern style. First, let's reset step to defaults. Right-click on the step icon to choose the option. You can easily apply a pattern by a single click on it. Step lines remain the same, and the only change is that the needle penetration points are placed in a way to create a pattern for the fill. Again, you can modify the pattern by adjusting the embroidery properties. Try combining different stitches and patterns to create your own unique designs. Use the properties parameters to fine-tune the result until you achieve the look you want. With gradient parameter, you can adjust the ending density of an object compared to the starting density. Gradient is a percentage value with range from -500% up to 500%. Negative numbers reverse the gradient direction. By copying the same object, one on top of the other, and setting a different color and negative gradient on the second object, you can do blending. Experiment with the different gradient types to achieve the desired result. Use the Stitch Flow tool to change the angle of the gradient. Curved directions give even more impressive results. The random field introduces variance to the stitch's length along each row of the step fill, disrupting the repetitive patterns, resulting in a more organic look. The percentage enter defines how much each needle entry point can randomly shift before or after its original position. For example, if your baseline stitch length is set to 3 mm and you apply a 20% random factor, each point shifts up to plus or minus 0.6 mm from the center, creating subtle irregularity without losing overall coverage. Objects with complex shapes or entry-exit points often require step fill to be stitched in separate sections that meet at junctions. In that case, overlapping is set by default to 4. That number shows how many step rows from one section overlap with the previous one at the meeting points, preventing gaps caused by fabric pull. Finally, using the fixing and locking options, you can adjust the way securing stitches are added. By default, Auto is applied and the software intelligently decides whether fixing stitches are technically necessary based on the object type, stitch density, and overall sequence. If you choose Never, then no fixing stitches will be added, forcing a soft start. If you choose Always, then fixing stitches will inevitably be added at the start of the object. Likewise, you can adjust locking stitches as needed. Thanks for watching.